Texas is regarded to many as America's deadliest state, ranking it as the state with the most homicides in 2021 at the terrifying number of 2,064. There are a large string of reasons as to why Texas is so dangerous, but not for the reasons you might think. So let's dive in. With its expansive landscapes, unique biodiversity, and dynamic culture, Texas at first glance does not look like a place you should fear. However, underneath this captivating exterior lies a series of hazards that statistically makes Texas a high-risk state. First, let's set the stage with some facts about Texas. It's the second largest state in both land area and population in the US, meaning that it's significantly larger than any European country. Its population of over 29 million people is diverse and spread out across a range of urban, suburban, and rural areas. Now, Texas isn't inherently sinister. Every state, country, or region has its challenges, and Texas is no exception. But what sets Texas apart and earns it the terrifying title of America's deadliest state? Is it the heat, the wildlife, traffic accidents, crime rates, natural disasters? The answer is much more complex. Texas, due to its vast size and geographical diversity, experiences a wider variety of weather than any other state. From arid deserts in the west, humid coasts in the southeast, to the subtropical climate of the Rio Grande Valley. Texas is a land of climactic extremes. However, this also means that Texas is susceptible to an array of severe weather events. To start, let's talk about tornadoes. Texas is part of what's known as Tornado Alley, a region of the US that's notorious for its high frequency of tornadoes. On average, Texas experiences about 120 tornadoes per year, the highest number of any state in the US. Tornadoes are extremely destructive, causing significant property damage, injuries, and unfortunately, loss of life. Texas is also prone to extreme heat, with summer temperatures frequently reaching over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Heat-related deaths are tragically common. According to the CDC, Texas leads the nation in heat-related deaths, with the elderly and people with pre-existing conditions being most at risk. But let's not forget hurricanes. Texas's coastline along the Gulf of Mexico is frequently hit by powerful hurricanes and tropical storms. Just remember Hurricane Harvey in 2017, one of the most destructive hurricanes in U.S. history, which caused widespread flooding and destruction in the Houston metropolitan area. Furthermore, Texas has also been experiencing more frequent and more severe droughts due to climate change, leading to devastating wildfires that sweep through the state, causing extensive property damage and loss of life. All these factors combined make Texas a hotbed for natural disasters, contributing significantly to its reputation as the deadliest state in America. Yet these meteorological perils are not the only part of the picture. But these are not the only dangers Texas has attached to it. Texas is home to a variety of wildlife that, while essential to the ecosystem, can also pose a threat to humans. Take, for instance, the western diamondback rattlesnake, one of the most venomous snakes in North America, which is prevalent mainly in Texas. One bite from a western diamondback rattlesnake from the wild will kill you within minutes if not taken to a hospital. Each year, this snake is responsible for a significant number of snakebite fatalities. Then there's the wild hog. What seems like a nuisance more than a deadly threat can become lethal when they're cornered and threatened. Not to mention the crop damage and accidents they cause, including fatal collisions with vehicles. There are also dangerous creatures in Texas's waters, alligators in the southeast, and venomous marine life like the Portuguese man-o-war along the coast pose significant risks. Apart from the wildlife, the natural environment itself presents certain dangers. The expansive rural and wilderness areas in Texas can be deceptive. People often get lost or stranded in these areas, leading to exposure, dehydration, and in some unfortunate cases, death. The unique combination of hazardous wildlife and challenging terrain contributes to the overall danger of living in or visiting Texas. But as we will see in our next segment, man-made dangers also play a significant role in Texas's deadly reputation. Urbanization in Texas has been rampant over the past few decades. Cities like Houston, Dallas, Austin, and San Antonio have been expanding rapidly, leading to an increase in population density and, subsequently, potential hazards. High population density often leads to an increase in crime rates. While Texas isn't a state with the highest crime rate in the US, certain areas do have significant crime issues. Houston, for example, consistently ranks high for its crime rates compared to other major US cities. Beyond crime, another deadly element in Texas is its roadways. Texas has some of the highest traffic fatality rates in the country. With its vast size and the American love of driving, Texas leads the nation in fatal car accidents. Many of these accidents are associated with speeding, distracted driving, and sadly, drunk driving. The industrial sector, while a major contributor to Texas's economy, also presents certain hazards. The state is a leader in oil, gas, and chemical production. Accidents in these industries can lead to devastating explosions, fires, toxic chemical releases like the 1947 Texas City disaster or the 2013 West Fertilizer Company explosion. While these accidents are relatively rare, when they do occur, they're catastrophic, causing massive loss of life and property damage. Workers in these industries are particularly at risk, but nearby communities are also affected by these incidents. Urbanization, traffic accidents, and industrial hazards, when combined with the natural dangers we explored earlier, paint a sobering picture of life in Texas. Yet, it's not all gloom and doom. Despite the diverse challenges we've covered, Texas is a state that thrives. It's a state that's known for its spirit, independence, and the ability of its citizens to face adversity head-on. In response to the extreme weather, Texas has developed robust disaster response and recovery systems. Communities come together to rebuild after tornadoes, hurricanes, and floods. There are ongoing efforts to combat and mitigate the effects of drought and wildfires. Texas also takes steps to manage its dangerous wildlife, focusing on conservation and public education about safe practices when dealing with these animals. On the urban front, cities are investing in crime reduction strategies, community outreach, and social programs. In terms of roadway safety, there are campaigns and legislative efforts to reduce speeding, distracted driving, and drunk driving. Industry-wise, regulations are being enforced and continuously improved upon to prevent industrial accidents. Texas's industrial sectors are investing in safer practices, worker training, and emergency preparedness to safeguard both their workforce and the surrounding communities. It's clear that Texans aren't just passive victims of their environment, be it natural or man-made. They are active participants, continuously adapting, learning, and fighting back against the challenges they face. So while Texas might statistically be America's deadliest state, it's also a state of survivors, of innovators, of people who don't back down when the going gets tough. And that, in essence, is the real story of Texas. The story isn't complete without acknowledging the dangers, but it's also not complete without appreciating the resilience, the community spirit, and the relentless determination of the Lone Star State. First, let's talk about technology. Texas has become a hub for technological advancement, with cities like Austin at the forefront. Innovations in sectors like renewable energy, climate change mitigation, AI, and urban planning are all helping to make Texas safer and more resilient. For example, researchers are using AI and machine learning to predict and plan for weather events and even wildfires with greater accuracy. This not only saves lives, but also reduces the economic impact of these disasters. In urban areas, smart city initiatives are being adopted, like improved traffic management systems to reduce road accidents, and initiatives for crime detection and prevention. On the environmental front, conservation efforts are being strengthened. Protecting wildlife and their habitats is not only important for biodiversity, but can also help mitigate climate change, a key factor in reducing extreme weather events. Furthermore, there's a growing movement in Texas towards renewable energy sources. This not only reduces the state's reliance on industries that have the potential for major accidents, but also contributes to the fight against climate change. Education also plays a significant role. The dangers posed by wildlife, the climate, and even urban environments can be mitigated through public awareness campaigns, school programs, and community outreach. So, while challenges persist, the trajectory is promising. The Lone Star State is using its resourcefulness and tenacity to not only face its challenges, but to innovate and build a safer future for all of its residents. And this is where we leave Texas, a state of contrasts, of challenges and resilience, but more importantly, a state of progress and unyielding spirit. Texas has a rich history, steeped in themes of independence, independence and self-reliance from its early days as a Spanish colony through its period as an independent republic to its eventual statehood in the United States. This enduring spirit of independence has helped shape Texas's response to its challenges, influencing everything from policy decisions to individual actions, with a notable preference for local control and individual freedoms. But Texas isn't just about maintaining traditions. It's been a place of rapid change and adaptation, constantly evolving to meet its unique challenges. This can be seen in its transformation from a largely rural economy to a modern industrial one. This adaptation and growth mindset has seeped into every aspect of Texan life and directly contributes to its continued progress in addressing the dangers we've discussed in previous parts. In terms of healthcare, Texas has world-class medical institutions like the Texas Medical Center in Houston, contributing to improving public health outcomes and responding to health crises more effectively. There's also a focus on mental health and social issues, with increasing investment in community programs aimed at addressing societal problems that contribute to crime and other social hazards. On a broader scale, Texas is increasingly engaging in global discussions on climate change and sustainable practices, recognizing that the path to safety and prosperity in the 21st century requires collective action and global cooperation. So Texas, the state of contrasts and challenges. It's also the state of legacies, resilience, and constant evolution. It's a testament to the power of the human spirit and the capacity to adapt, innovate, and thrive despite adversity. Texas, with its size and population, has an undeniably significant impact on American politics. With its 38 electoral votes as of 2021, it plays a critical role in presidential elections. Additionally, Texas's political leanings often shape national policy debates, from immigration and gun control to energy and climate policy. Beyond politics, Texas has a major economic impact. If it were a country, Texas would have the 9th largest economy in the world, thanks to its diverse industries including oil and gas, technology, agriculture, and healthcare. This economic prowess enables Texas to influence global markets. The state's oil production has a direct impact on global oil prices. Its tech industry, particularly in cities like Austin and Dallas, is at the forefront of technological innovation, shaping global trends and standards. Texas is also a cultural powerhouse. The state's rich history and unique blend of cultures influence everything from music and film to food and fashion, affecting American culture and beyond. Education and research are other areas where Texas makes its mark. The state is home to world-class universities and research institutions that are at the cutting edge of advances in everything from medicine and technology to environmental science. The state's approach to its challenges has also set a global example. Texas's efforts to handle its unique dangers, from weather events to urban issues, have led to strategies and innovations that are studied and implemented worldwide. Texas is more than just a state in the U.S. It is a global player, influencing political, economic, and cultural landscapes worldwide. It's a state that teaches us about resilience, adaptation, and the importance of addressing our challenges head on.